And what is up, everybody? We are back with another video this week with all of your favorite types of products. We've got a two-part series this week. This video will be part one. Today you're going to see us finishing some of the trim out for this client. We pre-wired for them about 6 months ago, which you've seen me talk about in previous videos of how we will come in pre-construction, do a walkthrough with the client, wire everything to where it needs to be. We only handled the speaker side of the pre-wire. The electricians did all of the cat cabling. We were actually called after the fact, but the electricians did a great job, and we are thankful that they got that all done. Here on the screen, you can see a picture of what we do for speakers during a pre-wire. So that is what is called a speaker bracket. And all that does is it gives the drywall guys something to put their rotozip up against and cut a perfect hole for us. These drywall guys did an outstanding job. That is not always the case, but they did a great job for us. Out of the 13 speakers that I put in during this, I think I only had one, which I left the clip in to show you kind of how I had to trim it back. So these are 6-inch episode speakers that are going in for distributed audio throughout the home. They're going to be powered by Sonos amps, which you'll see in the rack that we do down in the basement. There's going to be a total of 5 zones of audio for the whole house. So this is the one I left in here to show, not to like knock on the drywall guys at all. They still did a great job for us. It was just it was a little bit off. So what you'll see me is I attempt to put the speaker in. So I leave this wire all coiled up. I throw it in just to see how tight it's actually going to be. And then I go back and I grab my drywall saw. And you can see right on that front dog there is where it's catching. So now I know, and I can also stick my hand in there and kind of feel against the plastic ring of the speaker ring. I always like to go and confirm where the tight spot's going to be. But the way these speakers work, and most in-ceiling speakers, is they're going to have 3 to 4 dogs on the top of them that has a screw coming through the bottom. So that screw, you'll see me take a drill and run the screw forward. That is going to lift the dog up and then come and pull it down over our speaker ring, clamping it and pinching it up against the drywall. You'll also, one thing that you're going to notice me doing is I go and I clean up the edge of the drywall there, where you can see kind of there's a little bit that's lifted down. That will, even a little about, that'll make your speaker not suck all the way up to the drywall flush. And then when you have when you go to put the speaker grill on, you're going to notice a little bit of a gap. And we like to make sure everything looks as good as possible for our clients, especially during trim out. This builder is the first time that we are working with them, so we are always going to go and take a little bit extra time and make sure everything is perfect, as we want to make a good impression. So like I said, all I'm doing is I'm just using that speaker ring as my guide to just make sure everything is as flush as possible. I'm going to coil that wire back up, throw a piece of Velcro on it, toss it back up in the ceiling just in case. And then you'll see me take my drill here and just release those dogs down onto that speaker ring. Well, guys, we're in a new construction today. We are going to be terminating everything that you see behind me, as well as you watch some clips of us installing the speakers that we just that we pre-wired for originally. The electrician pulled all the wire in this house for us, so we're going to go through. We don't have their labeling schedule, so we're going to go through and tone. So you just watched us pull this network rack down into this basement. It is a beautiful week here in New England. Unfortunately, we got some snow, but it's been warm also, so we had quite the muddy, soupy mess. I am going to leave all this footage and the time lapse that's going to run. The two patch panels that you see us put in here, they were just placeholders. Well, they're not placeholders, but we ended up replacing them. You'll see it in part 2. We ended up putting Ubiquiti patch panels back in. The Ubiquiti patch panels were out of stock. I've talked about it in the past. I'm not a huge, enormous dealer, and I don't get preferential Ubiquiti treatment over anyone else. So they were out of stock. We tried to use what we had, but unfortunately the patch panels that we had, the metal it wasn't square, and it didn't house the keystones well at all, and it was below the standard that I'm okay with. So we pulled them out, and we're going to go ahead and put in the silver 24 port keystone patch panels from Ubiquiti. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Any questions, leave them in the comments. I will throw all of the footage back up here with some music, and then stick around for part 2 that'll be out next week.